Right now I am dying inside. I have a massive coffee stain on my shirt. There is probably spinach in my teeth. My hair is doing that thing. You know the thing. And I am convinced that every single person in this room is staring at me, judging my life choices, and mentally cataloging every reason I should never leave my house again. But here is the thing. They are not. Welcome to the Human Blueprint Project. I am Sean, and today we are dismantling one of the most exhausting lies your brain tells you. The spotlight effect. The psychological illusion that you are the star of everyone else's show. Spoiler alert. You are not even in the audience. Let us go back to 1996. Cornell University. A psychologist named Thomas Gilovich had a question. Do we really overestimate how much people notice about us? So he did what psychologists do best. He made college students deeply uncomfortable. He brought students into a room and had them put on a Manilow T-Shirt. Not a cool vintage band tee. Barry Manilow. The Copacabana guy. The Mandy guy. The shirt that screams, I have strong opinions about easy listening. Then he sent these students into a room with other students and asked them to estimate how many people noticed their shirt. The students wearing the Manilow shirt guessed that roughly half the room noticed. They felt like they were walking around with a neon sign flashing "Judge Me." The actual number? 23%. Less than a quarter. The other 3/4? They literally did not notice at all. They were too busy worrying about their own hair, their own spinach, their own existential dread. And here is the beautiful part. Gilovich repeated this with everything. Bad haircuts, embarrassing comments, tripping in public. Every single time, people massively overestimated how much others cared. SOY. Why are we all walking around like we are in a reality show that nobody else is watching? 3 reasons. And they are all rooted in how your brain is wired. Reason 1. Egocentric bias. Not arrogant egocentric. Developmental egocentric. When you were a baby, you literally were the center of the universe. If you were hungry, the world fed you. If you cried, the world responded. Your brain formed around the idea that you are the main character. And even though you grew up, your brain never fully updated that software. You still experience the world from your eyes, through your thoughts, with your feelings. You are the only person whose internal monologue you hear 24/7. So of course it feels like everyone else is tuned into your channel. You are not narcissistic. You are just the only person whose head you live in. Reason 2. The availability heuristic. Your brain is lazy. It takes shortcuts. And one shortcut is this. If I can easily think of something, it must be important or frequent. When you trip in public, you replay it 47 times in your head. You analyze the angle of the stumble, the sound your shoe made, the exact facial expression of the person who saw it. Because you have all that data, your brain assumes everyone else does too. But they do not. They saw you trip, maybe thought oof, and immediately went back to worrying about their own presentation, their own relationship, their own Barry Manilow T-shirt. Reason 3. The illusion of transparency. We think our emotions are written all over our faces. You feel anxious, so you assume you look anxious. You feel awkward, so you assume you radiate awkwardness. But research shows people are terrible at reading your internal state. That panic you feel? It probably looks like mild concentration. That mortification? Maybe just a neutral expression. Your inner world is a lot more private than you think. You are not as transparent as a glass house. You are more like a brick house with really small windows. Okay, so it is a little embarrassing. So what? Who cares if we overestimate how much people notice us? We do. Because this illusion is stealing things from us. And I am not just talking about feelings. I am talking about money. That IT is stealing your confidence. How many times have you not spoken up in a meeting because you were worried about how you would sound? That silence cost you a promotion. How many times have you not worn an outfit you loved because someone might comment? That hesitation cost you your authenticity. How many networking events did you skip because you thought everyone would watch you? That fear cost you connections that we perform. We curate. We shrink ourselves into smaller, more acceptable versions because we think the spotlight is on us. I spent years not wearing hats because I thought they looked weird on me. One day, I just wore one. You know how many people commented? Zero. Not a single person. I had built this entire identity around I do not wear hats based on a spotlight that did not exist. And worst of all, it is stealing your presence. When you are constantly monitoring yourself, asking how do I look, how do I sound, what are they thinking, you are not actually in the moment. You are performing a version of yourself for an audience that is not even watching. The irony? While you are obsessing over what they think of you, they are obsessing over what you think of them. You are both so busy being self-conscious that nobody is actually conscious of each other that asks, oh, how do we fix this? How do we stop living under a spotlight that only we can see? There is a 3-second mental trick that deletes the spotlight instantly. But first, let's look at the tools you need. Hack number 1. The audience test. Next time you are worried about being judged, ask yourself, what was the last embarrassing thing I noticed about someone else? Take your time. I will wait. Can't think of one? Exactly. Because you do not catalog other people's flaws. You are too busy with your own life. And guess what? So is everyone else. Try this for a week. Every night, write down one thing you noticed about someone else that day. You will quickly realize how little you actually observe. And if you do not notice, they do not notice. Hack number 2. The so what protocol. Let us say the worst happens. Let us say someone does notice your stain, your stumble, your awkward comment. So what? Play it out. They notice. They think about it for 12 seconds. Then they get a text. Then they remembered they need gas. Then they are hungry. Then it is gone. Your mortifying moment has a half-life shorter than a TikTok trend. Poof. Forgotten. And even if they remember, they do not care. People are fundamentally self-interested. Your bad hair day does not affect their mortgage, their health, or their happiness. It is not even a blip. Hack number 3. The confidence costume. Remember the ridiculous hat? Here is the secret. The more you own your flaws, the less power they have. Studies show that when people act confident about something unusual, others assume there must be a reason. Oh, he knows that hat is weird. He must be doing it on purpose. He must be cool. Confidence is a spell you cast on other people's perceptions. And the best part? You do not need to feel confident to act confident. Fake it until your brain catches up. Because the spotlight dims when you stop trying to hide from it. Hack number 4. The reality check. Before you walk into a room, remind yourself, nobody is thinking about me as much as I am. And that is not insulting. That is liberating. Nobody is thinking about me as much as I am. And that is liberating. Write it on your mirror. Set it as your phone wallpaper. Tattoo it on your soul if you have to. Here is the deeper truth, and I want you to really sit with this. You are not the main character in anyone else's story. Your parents? They have their own regrets, their own unspoken dreams. Your boss? Their own imposter syndrome. That stranger who saw you trip? They are probably replaying something they did awkwardly 3 years ago. We are all just people. Messy, distracted, self-absorbed people. Nobody has the bandwidth to be your critic 24/7. They are too busy being their own. And honestly, that is the most freeing thing I have ever learned. The spotlight is not on you. It was never on you. You are just in the room, like everyone else. And that means you can relax. You can stumble. You can wear the hat. You can be weird. You can be human. If this liberation technique saves you even 1 hour of anxiety this week, hit the like button. It helps the algorithm show this to other people who are tired of performing. Here is what I want you to do. And I am serious about this. Tomorrow, do one thing you would normally avoid because of the spotlight effect. Wear the outfit. Speak up in the meeting. Dance at the party. Trip on purpose and laugh about it. Then notice how many people actually react. Spoiler: almost nobody will. And the ones who do, they will probably smile, relate, or forget in 30 seconds. Then come back here and tell me in the comments. I want to hear your liberation stories. Because nothing makes me happier than watching people realize the prison they were in had no walls. The spotlight is an illusion. The audience is a hallucination. The only person judging you is you. So maybe it is time to fire that critic. And if you like this, if you felt that weight lift even a little, subscribe to Human Blueprint Project. Because next week, we are talking about the Dunning-Kruger effect. Why incompetent people are so confident, and why competent people doubt themselves. And trust me, you do not want to miss it. Or do you? Maybe nobody will notice if you do not subscribe. Maybe the spotlight is not on your subscription button either. Just kidding. Subscribe. Your brain will thank you. Eventually, after it stops worrying about what I think.